Hello, here's a quick little update. Some dahlias. Okay. Started making some benches again, trying to get some stuff made. So here's my big log bench. It's treated with timber oil. I got a lot on the bottom there. Sort of working on my design here, trying to make something really solid and stable. So I could get the connection a little better. I could maybe run some bolts through. I do this by hand, by eye, so I could measure it a little bit, and I don't know. Anyway, it's a pretty substantial pine bench. I made a pair. So I'm working on these still. These are my old projects I got to get on. See, I started carving on the bear a little bit, but I finished this. It's another big one. Anyway, what I want to show you is some of this stuff. Okay, the backyard. But here's some update on some of these zinnias. I think I might have showed some of these. Get some flower shots here. Let's see. I guess it's not ideal lighting conditions here. Full sun. I'll come out here in the golden hour and take more. Maybe do another video here. A lot of these zinnias, they come out pretty good. I forget the name of these, but the bees love them. Let's get a bee. Maybe I should get the other direction. They flower all the way. They start at the top and open up on the way down, so this one has quite a ways to go here. All those little buds will open up. Let's look at these. While I'm on in the front yard, let's look at these. Nice variegated leaves. These are like the cannas, but okay. These cosmos are grew from seed. Hummingbirds seem to like them. And more zinnias. Moved up pretty good. The more I cut them, the more they grow. So I need to cut these older ones back. Okay. On to the backyard. You can see my mess I got here. Trying to clean up, at least I got a path. La la la. Can the camera see anything? I can barely see my camera. This is a volunteer from a smashed, like a white pumpkin thing. Squash, I guess. The clematis vines are maybe going to start to flower soon. Let's see what I got here. La la la. Soon I'm going to start working on these. Okay. A few of them flowered here. It's like the Easter vine or something. I don't know, that cross shape. There's an allure about this vine. It ain't Easter though. It's flowering now. Maybe the whole vines. I planted vines along this fence here, so maybe they'll take over. La la la. Okay, we're gonna have another update on this plant because this thing I got growing up this trellis, bamboo thing I made, is a huge bean. Like the bean is like as long as my forearm, not as big, but maybe it's gonna be a huge long bean pod. And that's like 8 foot up in the air, 9. I want to have it hopefully trailed across this whole trellis because I got 3 of them. And they're starting to take off here. I got to train these extra branches up here and get them growing over the whole thing. But I'm thinking it might work out. Okay. Here, you ready for a spectacular flower? Let's see if I can even see this thing. Look at the thing. That's a flower. I got it draped over. It worked out perfect with this trellis thing I made out of bamboo here. Just drape it over that and voila. And I got another bean growing up through there. And see, I don't know what the name of that bean is, but I planted this one a little after. And it's only up here. But anyway, okay. Now, we'll get to this. That's that trellis thing I made. I decided to use the dog house ones. They were getting out, so I reused them. I was gonna reuse them anyway. I'll be reusing them for the next 30 years. But I just started these tomatoes here. Well, I mean, they were already started, but I planted them along this. Hopefully they'll grow up and take off, which they have so far. These are the big beefsteaks, and these are the little cherry tomatoes. Yep, that's warm and good. But here we go. Okay, I got some advanced. This is a sunflower never opened up. See how it did? It's like Seymour with his mouth closed. This one rotted down. I think I pulled it. The sunflowers are about done, and they're making more space for the sunlight from my gourds. So let's see, they're growing. You can see the bottom here. Here, we got a gourd right here. This is the outside on the ground. I'm not sure how big these get. A little bit bigger. I think wait for the leaves starting to die back a little bit. I'm not sure if it's because I moved this one when I was mowing, but got some interesting little gourds here. I grew an assortment, which I may have mentioned in the last video, may affect the seeds. Let's see, we got this one. We can see a silhouette of it against the sky, but the sun's up there. Big old sunflower. Here's another big one. Let's see this one. It's got a smooth spot in the middle. It's kind of weird, but anyway, let's get around to it. Let's get to it. Here is the gourd tunnel. Gourd trellis. Is it functioning and it's active and it's growing? It's already cooler under here. Wow, it's cool under here in more ways than one. But you're gonna see more and more gourds hanging down as it gets more advanced here. Some of these are the double bottle gourds are gonna be bigger with a big bump here and a bigger bump here. So let's see, the other one, these are the babies, they just started coming down. And they take a little longer, so I'm thinking these little ones like this will die back because they have a shorter cycle. Oh, get that out of there. I'm freeing this one from the confines of the. I want them to hang down in between to sort of be straight and nice and even, sort of. Not all of them, but I've got these. This one's different because I don't even remember planting that. It might have been. Some of these can cross-pollinate because I think these and these are the same. I'm not sure the classification, but I think there's 4 different types of gourds, and one of the families is the same, so they can cross-pollinate. So the seeds might be wonky out of these. But I've got these long ones with it'll be like handles, hang straight down, and they can get all curved and not messed up, but they can be different shapes if you let them sit on the ground or something, or don't have them suspended like this. So they're gonna be long, and some of them are gonna be long and straight. Anyway, my crops in the middle are sort of dying, finishing off, and I have a bunch of little tomatoes here too. But my gourds are starting to pop off here. And I'm thinking these trailing pieces, or these gourds right here, or it might be all different ones. But here's my gourds. It actually worked. Nice little tunnel under here. Yay. Gourd tunnel with gourds hanging down. And they're gonna get bigger, and I'll do another update, I guess, when they're like really hanging down. Gourd fantasy world here. Okay, so let's go on. Is there much else to show besides this, really? Well, more zinnias. Let's go through the zinnia. A few flowers before we go. See if I can find a good one in here. Well, it needs to go. Oh, there's some yellow ones over here I thought were pretty cool. Here we go. There's a yellow one right here. Zinnias came out good. They grow pretty good. I'll grow them next year. I got a whole bunch of seeds. Here we go. I can't even see what the screen is. Okay, let's see. Oh, the butterfly flew away. More zinnia. I can show a little bit. I did do something. I did a thing. I made this in the yard. I took a lot of my old the wood I had stacked up and cut some pieces and made them into this shape. And was it hugelkultur? I took all my bark and my twigs and a bunch of junk and I threw in the bottom. And I covered it with about 1 foot of dirt. And I'm gonna grow some stuff in here. It's already growing, look. More of those cosmos I planted from seed. I just planted the seedlings in here after they came up. See, the bees like them. Actually, I think I mentioned already, the hummingbirds. I did try to plant some okra. I'm not really fond of it. More Japanese maple trees. Anyway, the idea is I can come into the middle and here, bam, I'm right here. I ain't even got to move and I can get to everything. So within arm's reach. So I'm gonna grow some more stuff besides just like flowers out here. I'm not really, this might be something. This might be cucumbers. I think this is a cool flower when it grows. Prince's feathers or something like that, I'm not sure. Anyway, I moved the bird bath. We had these flowers growing on them. I've been growing around the bird bath. This one will pop up. Still budding out. And then, well, I had a dog attack on my corn. My Corn took a while up there. It was 3 nice rows all the way down. And you can see there's a big chunk out the middle, sort of missing. You wouldn't be able to see in there at all. But I saved some of them. So here's my corn. I have 100 pieces of corn, I guess. I planted a few in here, the same species. And the dogs did do a number in here too. They got over the fence. I need to make it taller. Blah, 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 whatever. Cucumbers, I picked a lot of them. I need to water this section next. But I think I had a few in here that weren't quite ready to pick yet. There's one down there. Let's see it. You doing okay down there? You about ready to pick?
No, I'm not ready to pick.
Okay, I'll wait. I'll come back tomorrow.
Okay, I'll see you tomorrow.
A few more okra in there. I'm trying to get watered. Baby okras. And then here's this line of, I think I showed some of these last time. I've not been doing the maintenance on all this. The dogs destroyed this, my potatoes. Did nothing. I need to rethink my potato strategy here. The dogs did wreck them. They got on top of this, the puppies, and tore them all down, but they grew back. But anyway, here's more Japanese maple trees. Look at this, 6 can come out. Yeah, okay, I'll come back for that. Athelia plants coming up from seed. This will make a nice bush. I'm not sure what I'm doing with this. My Japanese maples, which the dogs, you see, these are the dead Japanese maples. Let's see if they've knocked this over again. They just can't stop knocking it over. Okay, so this one's been knocked over several times. I keep fixing it, so just keep knocking this one over. Yeah, some other got knocked over. The ones with little dirt have been knocked over. But most of the Japanese maples seem to be living from seedlings. Remember those little tiny seedlings? And here's a couple that are gone, but they could still come back. I'm gonna come out here and get all this. This is how bad I've been. See how big this grass has grown? It's a time lapse of how long it's been since I've come out here and done this. I can't leave that one, that's just too much. Ugh. Okay. Grasp the phone between your knees and you can use both hands as you please. See, it's my new, who needs a cameraman? Put this on. This is so much easier. Oops, could you, I'm looking at the screen. Anyway, that's enough for I don't want it to be took over. Okay, this one doesn't have a plant in it at all. Oh, look at that tiny one. These tiny leaves. That thing's still alive right there. I'm not taking care of them, so they're well, not steadily watering them, but it's been kind of wet. But they're hardy. I'll put it that way. I'm hardy-izing them. Hardy-izing them, or I don't know, enhardening them. Enhardening. I don't know what it's called, but I just called it several things. So there you go. Let's get on with it. More grass in these. These lantern trees are starting to grow down there. One's starting to grow. I just cut them off and planted what I had, and it's working. This one I need to cut off low, so it'll. sending too much energy to the top. I need to cut it off pretty low. I'll probably cut these off lower. Not sure. I'm sort of learning and doing things by experiment here. More cacti. I wasn't really taking care of this plant at all. Here's some of my glasses. I lost those. I found them. Put another pair there. This violet here, this daisy, the African daisy. Can't think what it is. Actually grew a plant in there. Now this was trodden by the dogs, and I let it grow up with grass, but you can see some of the flowers still. Let's get a good view. And the light is just about perfect right now in the shade. So let's get a few of these. I need to pull a few. I need to get out here because there's some plants out here I could save. But here's more of the cosmos. Bee action. Heavy on these cosmos right now. Also the bug beetle action. Going la la la. Some more flowers. This is a splash of blue. It's always nice. Little bee. Okay. Took out my cactus. The flowers have gone, and now see pears on it. Maybe these are turning into pears. I'm not sure. Looks like they're coming. Okay, that didn't do good, did it? I've not been watering this area. Here's my sunflower alley. So there's some big ones in here. Mostly food for the ants. There's some hard seeds in there. Pulled some of the seeds, they didn't have much meat in them. Baby sunflower. Hello. Okay, I got to crawl here. I got to come out here and get some water to these or something because they were doing great. I came and I chopped the tops thinking that would make them spread to the side, bush out more on this fence, but it didn't happen. They seem to not like it at all when I cut them. So, anyway, get through here. Some of these. See what I planted. Not much going on back here. I thought I planted a tomato back here, but it might be a bean. Let's get up here and see if we can see some of these. Flowers. None of them are as big as that one I showed you. That one's pretty nice. Again, give them to the birds, leave them here for the birds. Okay, that's it, I think, for now. Let's go with this big cactus here. Here's the corner view. Over and out.